Welcome to this episode of the Harpreet Singh Show. I'm your host Harpreet Singh from Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. In today's program, we'll be talking to Dileep Nigam, who is a well-known author and a lifestyle coach. And he's also going to tell us today about a very important thing, how to develop a growth mindset. Everybody has a separate kind of mindset, a different mindset. But what is it to have that kind of mindset which can lead you to success, lead you to achievement? So, how to embrace a positive and a healthy mindset? Let's focus on this topic today and learn from Dileep Nigam. Dileep ji, good evening. Welcome to the program.
Good evening, sir.
How are you?
I'm fine, absolutely great, and thank you very much for Harpreet ji for inviting me for your show.
Always welcome. Thank you. So, let's start with this topic today, mindset. If you could just define me, what do you mean by mindset and how to develop a healthy and a positive mindset?
Superb. So let's talk about what exactly I'm talking about. What is a mindset, and what is the difference between a growth mindset and a normal mindset? Now, you would agree that in life, in the journey of life, there'll be numerous situations where we want to accomplish something and we do not, and we fail.
Yeah.
And failure sometimes upsets us. And a lot of people will say that, oh man, I've tried it, it doesn't work. You would have heard the people say, this is not my cup of tea. Those kind of statements come from people who are having a very limiting beliefs in themselves. And they just try it once or even go by the opinions of others about themselves.
Right.
And they say, forget it, give up. It's not it's not possible for me.
It's not my destiny. God is why
Not
unkind
my
to me.
destiny.
Why me? These are the kind of
Exactly.
statements
God
that
is
we hear.
unkind to me. I am very unlucky. The people who talk these words, they are living with a limited mindset. Whereas the people who say every single person fails sometimes in something, I learned bicycle and I fell many times before I could start riding the bicycle well. But I learned how to do it finally because I was focused on it. I did not give up riding bicycle because I fell and injured my knee many times, right? The bulb was invented many times, was invented. In fact, Edison failed 10,000 times before the bulb was invented. Somebody asked him, do you think you failed 10,000 times? He says, no, I don't think I failed. I learned why it will not work and what will not work. In a research laboratory, everything is tried multiple times before a thing succeeds. And failure there in a research lab is just termed as experimentation. It's never taken as a taboo. Failure is a part of the success journey of any research institution. Elon Musk was working on Tesla, and the first car which came was Roadster, and it was a big failure. It did not just run in the market. And look at Tesla now. If he had given up, Tesla would not be in the market today.
Right.
He launched spaceships, three rockets, and first three rockets were failure. Fourth rocket, later when he was going to launch, he was almost bankrupt. SpaceX was almost going bankrupt. Tesla was going bankrupt, and he had lost all his investments into the companies he had launched. Today, SpaceX one of the largest space mission companies
Right.
after NASA or alongside NASA. They are like partnering NASA. The fourth spaceship which sent was a success. That is called a growth mindset. You learn every phase of life moving forward and continue the journey learning from your experiences which you come on the journey through, positive or negative. You learn through your experiences every single day, and that is what is fourth growth mindset. Now, moving forward, let me share a bit of story from my real life. I was in Singapore and landed in Singapore in 1994, leaving India after 15, 16 years of work experience. I landed there. I was, in fact, holding a position of Deputy General Manager in India, and I left that position to be in Singapore to give the best lifestyle to my family and a world class education to my kids. I landed there. First year was okay. I started from ground zero. I did not get a DGM level position there. I started from ground zero. I moved on. After 1 year, I picked up a management position. I was so delighted that this is awesome. But you know what? The honeymoon there ended pretty soon. Within 2 months of joining the company, which was an engineering giant in Singapore, my boss, who was the divisional manager there, became so rough with me that I did not know whether I'll be in the job tomorrow or not. And I was always asking myself a question whether I took the right decision of leaving my DGM level position in India after 15 years of expertise and experience and starting here like an engineer again, and now is struggling and facing this man who is making my life hell. Every single day, I'll tell my wife, don't count on me whether I'll be there tomorrow in the office or not. I might resign tomorrow. And every day, I was literally going with the resignation letter in my pocket. That was the situation I was in the second year in Singapore. But you know what? On a New Year call, my mentor from India called me and he said, how is the job going in Singapore? And I said, oh man, what to tell you? I was literally crying in front of his on the phone. And I said, man, I'm like in a hell. I don't know what to do, how to come out of it.
Right.
He's told me one thing. He said, Dilip, let me tell you, I'll share a couple of perspectives and you have to act on it right away. He says, your boss is rough with you. Ignore that first. Don't get trapped in the situations, but look for solutions. Let him abuse you. It's okay. Ignore it. Your focus has to be finding a solution to what you are in for. The project was slipping off schedule, and it was a $30 million first contract of its type for the company. And I came to know that the company had at stake over $100 million worth of contracts as soon as this contract gets completed. But if this contract was a fail, it did not succeed, the divisional manager possibly would lose his job. And also, that is the reason he was so rough with me. So, when I went deeper into it, I said the only solution here is I need to turn around this project. It's delayed. My divisional manager is upset with me, and he will continue to be upset with me till such time I figure out how to turn around this project. And I said, okay, fine. Let me start working on it rather than focusing on the negative behavior of my boss. I said, how many stakeholders are there? The contractor, myself, and the boss. I met the contractor and I said, what exactly is holding you back? Why are you not able to pull through the project? He says, you know what? I'd have no cash with me. My 2 months bills are pending and I am run out of cash and I have no resources left to mobilize the people on the site. I said, okay, if I get your money paid in the next 1 week, both the months of pending payment, are you okay to mobilize people? And I'll also get your monthly payments released within 3 weeks. He said, sure. I will recover the delay within 1 month. I went to my boss and I said, look, I have a solution, but you need to agree to a couple of requests from me. He said, what is that? I said, release all the pending payments of the contractors right now. And the second, I want you to start releasing payments 3 weeks instead of 4 weeks contractually committed. He's strapped for money. He needs money, he'll mobilize, and he has committed to me that within 1 month he'll recover the project.
Right.
He agreed. All the pending payments were released within 2 weeks, and the next month payments were released in 3 weeks instead of 1 month. He quickly mobilized the project, people on the resources on the site. The project got recovered.
Right.
I also requested one more thing to my division manager. I said, I want the project controller to be at site reporting to me on a daily basis. He says, sure, no problem. He relocated the guy to site. He started reporting to me every single day in the evening. We'll sit down with him, identify where are we missing, where could we lose money, where could we lose time. Okay. And we
So
started
analyzing where we are lacking and then working on that instead of just having that negative mindset, to utilize it for something positive, and that can create great dividends and great results, which we'll hear from you after this break as to what happened after this practice was adopted and how that project, which was in dire straits, came out and became successful. So we'll learn from you after this short break.
ਹਰ ਰੰਗ ਹੈ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋ, ਹਰ ਮਾਡਲ, ਹਰ ਇੱਕ ਦੀ ਆਪਣੀ ਵੱਖਰੀ ਪਹਿਚਾਣ। ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਪਰਿਵਾਰ ਹਾਂ, ਸਾਡਾ ਕਰਮ ਹੈ ਅੱਗੇ ਵਧਾਉਣਾ, ਸਫ਼ਰ ਨੂੰ ਸੌਖਾ ਬਣਾਉਣਾ। ਬਸੰਤ ਮੋਟਰਸ, ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ, ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕਰਕੇ।
है जुल्म ढाने का अंदाज भी कितना हंसी, हमारी जान पर बनाई है जब जब उसने अंगड़ाई ली। कभी खामोश रहते हैं, कभी शोर होता है। मोहब्बत में शरारत का मजा कुछ और होता है। दिल को जज्बात का तोहफा, खामोशियों को बात का तोहफा, खूबसूरती में जड़ी नजाकत अदाओं की चांद से मुखड़े को चांद सा तोहफा।
भारत ज्वेलर्स, सच्चे प्यार की चमक जैसा। फाइल बिजनेस सेंटर सरी।
ਕੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਰੀ, ਡੈਲਟਾ, ਰਿਚਮੰਡ, ਐਬਸਫੋਰਡ ਜਾਂ ਵੈਂਕੂਵਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਵਾਂ ਘਰ ਬਣਾਉਣ ਬਾਰੇ ਸੋਚ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਜਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਪੁਰਾਣੇ ਘਰ ਨੂੰ ਰੈਨੋਵੇਟ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ? ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਲੋੜ ਹੈ ਇੱਕ ਤਜਰਬੇਕਾਰ ਬਿਲਡਰ, ਇੱਕ ਕ੍ਰੀਏਟਿਵ ਇੰਟੀਰੀਅਰ ਡਿਜ਼ਾਈਨਰ ਦੀ, ਜੋ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਹੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਗਾਈਡ ਕਰ ਸਕਣ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸੁਪਨੇ ਦੇ ਘਰ ਨੂੰ ਉਸਾਰ ਸਕਣ। ਅੱਜ ਹੀ ਕਾਲ ਕਰੋ ਹਰਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਜਾਂ ਸੰਦੀਪ 6048259295 ਉੱਤੇ।
ਸਵਾਗਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜੀ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰ ਫਿਰ ਆਪ ਸਭ ਦਾ ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਇਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਵਿੱਚ। ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਤੱਕ ਪਹੁੰਚਾਇਆ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ ਅਗਨੀਹੋਤਰੀ ਇਮੀਗ੍ਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਸਹਿਯੋਗ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ। ਟੈਂਪਰੇਰੀ ਸਟੇਟਸ PR, ਨਵੇਂ ਹੋ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਵਿੱਚ, ਅੰਤਰਰਾਸ਼ਟਰੀ ਵਿਦਿਆਰਥੀ ਹੋ, ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਆਉਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ, ਹਾਇਰ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ ਫੋਰਨ ਵਰਕਰਸ, ਐਕਸਪ੍ਰੈਸ ਐਂਟਰੀ ਬਾਰੇ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੈ ਜਾਂ ਸਪਾਂਸਰ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਪੇਰੈਂਟਸ ਜਾਂ ਗ੍ਰੈਂਡ ਪੇਰੈਂਟਸ, ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਮਦਦ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਨੇ ਨੀਰਾ ਅਗਨੀਹੋਤਰੀ, ਜੋ ਕਿ 2006 ਤੋਂ ਸਰਟੀਫਾਈਡ ਇਮੀਗ੍ਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਕੰਸਲਟੈਂਟ ਵਜੋਂ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ। ਇਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਨਾਲ ਇਹ UBC ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਮੀਗ੍ਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੀਆਂ ਕਲਾਸਿਸ ਵੀ ਪੜ੍ਹਾਉਂਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ। ਬਹੁਤ ਤਜਰਬਾ ਹੈ ਅਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਵਾਅਦਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਓਨੈਸਟ ਅਤੇ ਰਿਲਾਇਬਲ ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੇਣਗੇ। 6045972284 6045972284 ਤੇ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਫੋਨ। ਸਾਡੇ ਅਗਲੇ ਸਹਿਯੋਗੀ ਹਨ AMC ਇੰਸ਼ੋਰੈਂਸ। ਹੋਮ, ਆਟੋ, ਟਰੈਵਲ, ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ, ਲਾਈਫ ਜਾਂ ਰਿਕ੍ਰੀਏਸ਼ਨਲ ਇੰਸ਼ੋਰੈਂਸ ਲੈਣੀ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ 9 ਬ੍ਰਾਂਚਿਸ ਨੇ ਲੋਅਰ ਮੇਨਲੈਂਡ ਵਿੱਚ, ਜੋ ਕਿ ਹਫ਼ਤੇ ਦੇ 7 ਦਿਨ ਖੁੱਲ੍ਹੀਆਂ ਰਹਿੰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ। ਕਾਲ ਕਰੋ ਹੋਰ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਲਈ 6045076666 6045076666। ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਹਾਊ ਟੂ ਹੈਵ ਅ positive mindset and how to evolve, how to grow a growth mindset and how to embrace it. So on this, Dileep Nigam, who is a well-known author and a motivational speaker, he is sharing his wisdom with us. And before the break, he was sharing his experience, what happened in Singapore. So Dileep ji, you were talking that payment was made before and how that changed the entire outlook for that company.
Right. So having released the payment in time, contractor mobilized the resources. With me having the contracts administrator and project controller at site directly reporting to me, we started working in a very cohesive fashion, and the project was recovered on time. The project got recovered in time. I recommended the project controller and the contractor to be awarded with commendation and appreciated for the great work. The project got completed on time and within budget. Interestingly, the project manager, who was divisional manager, was so much against me. He was so happy that he recommended me to be the head of projects, and he gave me 2 more projects. He got promoted further, and the story was beautiful. Think about it. Why I talked about this story? This was the toughest phase of my career, 40 years of engineering career. But how the thing turned around, that call, magical call from my mentor from India on January 1996, 1st January, changed the whole thing. He asked me to change my attitude towards the situation I was in. Focus on solution rather than situations, and that is the thumb rule number 1 for a growth mindset.
Right.
Your attitude defines your altitude. You need to be able to focus on, instead of situations, you need to focus on solutions. Situations will come and go, provided you focus on solution. My change of attitude towards and ignoring my boss's negative words towards me, but focusing on the root cause of the whole issue and aiming for the solution, turn around the whole situation.
Right.
Attitude is all that counts. Very, very critical. First thumb rule of a growth mindset. Second growth mindset rule is emotional intelligence. Build emotional intelligence. Now, emotional intelligence has 4 components to it. First, self-awareness. I was aware fully aware of my own capabilities. And I said, I just need to focus on my energies, positive energies, and my positive capabilities, which I brought with me from India with 15 plus years of experience. I should not forget that. I was successful there. I can also be successful here. And that belief has to be on me and myself that I can flourish again in Singapore. Self awareness is the first rule of building emotional intelligence. Second rule of emotional intelligence is self management. Managing my own emotions, not letting them burst out while appreciating somebody else's or other party's emotions. What is emotional intelligence? Let me repeat again. Emotional intelligence is managing your own emotions while appreciating somebody else's emotion on the other side and then taking a decision. That is called emotional intelligence. When I started understanding the situation of my boss and the back end story, why he was rough with me, I started appreciating that. And I said, I need to focus what he is looking for. And the situation changed.
And it was
Social
just
awareness.
because, as you said, the mentor who you believed in, he was instrumental in giving you that positive, push.
Absolutely.
And then again, that never die attitude was the one which brought or changed the entire scenario. Otherwise, you would have been depressed, and probably,
Yeah,
as you said, you were carrying that resignation letter in your hand, and you would not have been over there.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And relationship management. One more component of emotional intelligence is relationship management.
Right.
We need to really know how to manage relations amongst multiple parties. When I started focusing on that, I brought together a very cohesive team, and divisional manager became a part of the whole process. The contractor, the project controller, myself, and the divisional manager. We became a party to the success journey, and which ultimately everybody applauded. And the project, interestingly, the project won the award of Project of the Year. So it was like clapping everywhere. But that just happened because of change of attitude on my part and practicing emotional intelligence, which is a very important component of a growth mindset. Okay, mental resilience
Right.
is another key component of growth mindset. Mental resilience is very important. What is mental resilience? Mental resilience is you fall up, you rise again, learn from the fall, and move on. That's called mental resilience. It's mentally we have to be resilient to receive the setbacks. In the post-COVID era, a lot of people have received setbacks and they are beating themselves sitting down at home. No, it has happened with many people. Many people would have lost their jobs, but the question is, what are you doing about it? Are you progressing forward, or you are beating yourself on that and undermining your own capacity and capabilities? Never do that. Identify what you are good at, hone that skill as we said earlier, and move forward, right? And the last element of growth mindset is conquer your beliefs, conquer your limiting beliefs. A lot of time we have limiting beliefs. I don't think I can do this because I have tried this many times. I don't think I can do. Past experiences and opinions of people around us create our limiting beliefs. Past experiences and opinions of people around us create our limiting beliefs.
Right.
We need to break them open and go towards empowering beliefs. Empowering belief is I have done it in the past, I can do it now. I
Right.
faced this situation in the past, I can override this situation again in a new country and I'll flourish again. That's called empowering belief. When I kept jumping countries after countries, I had that empowering belief on me, and my family believed me. You flourished again after coming here from India. Why? Empowering beliefs. Empowering belief was we were doing great in India, we will flourish in Canada also.
Right.
That's called empowering belief. The people who live with that empowering belief, they will have a growth mindset and they will grow in life and career. So these are
Excellent.
some of the components of a growth mindset.
Right. We'll go for a break and come back, and we'll just focus a little bit on some of the points that you have raised because it's very important. It's very
Sure.
easy to listen to something, get inspired, but most of the times what we find out is that we just fall back. Our mindset again takes that negative dive, and that positivity just evaporates. How to be
Yep.
stubborn, I would say, I was using this word stubborn, that how to be stubborn to have always that kind of positive mindset so that we embrace it and we keep on following it. So if there are any particular steps you would like to recommend, we'll learn from you after this
Sure.
short break.
Sure.
ਘਰ ਇੱਕ ਐਸੀ ਥਾਂ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਹਰ ਕੋਈ ਆਪਣੀ ਨਿੱਜੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਦੇ ਸੁਨਹਿਰੀ ਪਲ ਯਾਦ ਰੱਖਦਾ ਹੈ। ਉਹ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਉਹ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਪਿਆਰ ਭਰਿਆ ਜੀਵਨ ਬਤੀਤ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈ। ਇਹ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਹੀ ਪੂਰੀਆਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਜਦ ਕਿਸੇ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਨੂੰ ਸਜੇ ਹੋਏ ਘਰ 'ਚ ਬਦਲਿਆ ਜਾਵੇ। ਨਵੇਂ ਘਰਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਫਰੇਮਿੰਗ ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਫਿਨਿਸ਼ਿੰਗ ਤੱਕ, ਡ੍ਰੇਪਰੀ, ਪੇਂਟਿੰਗਸ ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਡੈਕੋਰੇਸ਼ਨ, ਅਸੈਸਰੀਜ਼ ਤੱਕ ਤੁਸੀਂ SK ਹੋਮ ਡਿਜ਼ਾਈਨਸ ਦੀਆਂ ਪ੍ਰੋਫੈਸ਼ਨਲ ਸਰਵਿਸਿਜ਼ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਸੁਪਨਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਘਰ ਨੂੰ ਹਕੀਕਤ 'ਚ ਬਦਲ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ। ਕੰਟੈਕਟ ਕਰੋ ਸੰਦੀਪ ਕੌਰ 6048259295।
ਜੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸਮੈਨ ਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਪਿਆਰ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਕੀ ਵਜ੍ਹਾ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੀ ਹੈ? ਸੁਖੀ ਬਾਟ ਮੋਟਰਸ ਦੇ ਓਨਰ ਸੁਖੀ ਬਾਟ ਨੂੰ ਵੇਖ ਕੇ ਇਹ ਗੱਲ ਸਮਝ ਆ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ। ਇੰਟੈਲੀਜੈਂਸ ਦਾ ਉਦਾਹਰਨ ਇਹ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਕਾਰ ਸੈਗਮੈਂਟ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਖ ਸੁਖੀ ਬਾਟ ਮੋਟਰਸ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਏ ਨੇ ਸਰੀ ਦਾ ਪਹਿਲਾ ਟਰੱਕ ਸੈਂਟਰ, ਜਿੱਥੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਲੋੜ ਦੇ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਲੋੜੀਂਦੇ ਟਰੱਕਸ ਬਾਰੇ ਗਾਈਡੈਂਸ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ। ਸਪੇਸ, ਮੋਡੀਫਿਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਤੇ ਫਿਊਲ ਐਫੀਸ਼ੀਐਂਸੀ ਸਭ ਨੂੰ ਧਿਆਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਰੱਖਿਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ। ਸੁਖੀ ਬਾਟ ਟਰੱਕ ਸੈਂਟਰ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਟਰੱਕਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਹੈ ਟੌਰ।
ਵੈਨਕਾਸਾ ਟਾਈਲ ਅਤੇ ਸਟੋਨ ਸ਼ੋਰੂਮ ਇੱਕ ਐਸੀ ਥਾਂ ਹੈ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਹੋਲਸੇਲ ਕੀਮਤਾਂ ਤੇ ਹਰ ਕਿਸਮ ਦੀਆਂ ਟਾਈਲਸ, ਸਟੋਨ, ਮਾਰਬਲ, ਬੈਕਸਪਲੈਸ਼, ਮੋਜ਼ੇਕ ਆਦਿ ਵਾਜਬ ਕੀਮਤਾਂ ਤੇ ਮਿਲ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ। ਇਟਾਲੀਅਨ, ਸਪੈਨਿਸ਼, ਚਾਈਨੀਜ਼, ਪੋਰਸਲਨ ਜਾਂ ਸਿਰੈਮਿਕ ਟਾਈਲਸ ਜਾਂ ਮਾਰਬਲ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲ ਆਰਡਰ ਤੇ ਜਾਂ ਕਲੀਅਰੈਂਸ ਤੇ ਲੈ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ। ਮਾਲਕ ਡਾਇਰੈਕਟ ਟਾਈਲਸ ਇੰਪੋਰਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਨ, ਜਿਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਵਧੀਆ ਕੁਆਲਿਟੀ ਦਾ ਸਮਾਨ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਘਰ ਦਾ ਸ਼ਿੰਗਾਰ ਬਣਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ। ਅੱਜ ਹੀ ਵਿਜ਼ਿਟ ਕਰੋ 13042 84 ਐਵਨਿਊ ਸਰੀ। ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਹਿੰਦੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਕਾਲ ਕਰੋ 604 330 7363 604 330 7363। ਹਰ ਇੱਕ NRI ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਦੀ ਇਹ ਚਾਹ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤਸਰ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਆਵੇ, ਇੱਥੇ ਆ ਕੇ ਮੱਥਾ ਉਹ ਟੇਕਦਾ ਹੀ ਹੈ। ਐਂਡ ਆਫ ਕੋਰਸ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤਸਰ ਜੇ ਆਈਏ ਤਾਂ ਸ਼ਾਪਿੰਗ ਨਾ ਕਰੀਏ, ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਆਫ ਕੋਰਸ ਸੰਭਵ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ। ਪਰ ਹੁਣ ਸਾਡੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਹੀ ਲਈ ਇੱਕ ਖੁਸ਼ਖਬਰੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤਸਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮਾਲ ਰੋਡ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਵਧੀਆ ਸਟੋਰ ਜਿਸ ਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਹੈ ਅਨੰਦ ਸਟੋਰ, ਉਹ ਖੁੱਲ ਚੁੱਕਿਆ ਹੈ, ਜਿੱਥੇ ਕਿ ਲੇਡੀਜ਼, ਜੈਂਟਸ ਅਤੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਟਿਚਡ ਅਤੇ ਅਨਸਟਿਚਡ ਕੱਪੜੇ ਖਰੀਦ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ। ਸੋ ਮੈਂ ਆਪ ਸਭ ਨੂੰ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਕਰਦਾ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਖਾਸ ਤੌਰ ਉੱਤੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮੇਰਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ ਵੀ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤਸਰ ਆਓ ਤਾਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਆ ਕੇ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਸ਼ਾਪਿੰਗ ਕਰੋ ਅਤੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਵਧੀਆ ਕੀਮਤਾਂ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਸਾਰੇ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਮਿਲ ਸਕਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ। ਹੇਠ ਲਿਖੇ ਐਡਰੈਸ ਅਤੇ ਫੋਨ ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਫੋਨ ਵੀ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਕਿ ਜੇਕਰ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤਸਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ ਰਹੇ, ਈਵਨ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੋਏ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਫੋਨ ਕਰੋ ਅਤੇ ਇਹ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਆਨਲਾਈਨ ਸ਼ਾਪਿੰਗ ਵੀ ਕਰਵਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ। How to embrace a growth mindset, that's what our focus is on today in our talk, and Dileep Nigam ji is talking to us. And he has raised some pertinent points as to what are those factors that we ought to keep in mind to succeed, and for that, mindset is the most important thing. And in mindset, he has talked about different things: mental resilience, he's talked about the never die attitude, the never say bye attitude, and always be positive to achieve something better than what we have achieved before. So before the break, Mr. Nigam, as I was asking you, that many times we just lose focus and we come back to our old mindset. Listening to something, you might be inspired, but in practice, if it doesn't happen the way we want it to be, we get back to our own daily routine. Could you please tell us how to be resilient in this particular factor also, that we are strong and we carry on what we have learned?
Harpreet ji, what is critical is we need to have a vision for our life. See, you will drift and you will move around this way or that way, always if you are not focused about what exactly you want to achieve in life, right? So the reason why I excelled in Singapore and subsequently again in Canada, the success was the ultimate goal I had to attain. I had no choices and I had no options. See, when a soccer field enters the field, what is the objective there? Objective there is to win, and win like a team. It's all about your own focus on winning in life for yourself and for the sake of your family. You're not proving anything to anybody. You're only proving to yourself and proving that you are ready and you are designed to give the best lifestyle to your family and yourself. It's all about what do you want to accomplish. See, the people who athletes, they work hard. For Olympic athletes, work hard for years and years for sometimes a few minutes of event in the Olympic games. Why? The vision is that gold medal. I want to get that gold medal, which I have been working hard for the past 5 years or 10 years even. That's the ultimate goal. What's your goal? And are you passionate enough for it? Or it's just a wish? See, the wishes will stay as wishes unless they are near your heart and you're willing to pay the price for it. Are you willing to pay the price for it? For what you're. And you will be willing to pay the price only if
Right.
you are more than passionate for that particular objective, and then you will work, you will find ways towards it.
That is the most important thing what you have said, that are you willing to pay the price, because many times you're not willing to pay the price, and if we have attempted something, if we don't succeed, we lose heart and then we come back to our original thinking. So that is where, as you have said, to pay the price. So could you elaborate on this also? What kind of price do you think? Like basically updating ourselves, we need to have understand that we are the most valuable asset, and are we investing in ourselves also? Because it is said, I have heard many times from top speakers and thinkers that they have had many instances where people who didn't even have a single dollar in their pocket, they borrowed money to enter into those programs, and then they were absolutely different than what they were before. But we just, even if we have everything, we are not willing to take that kind of risk or jump into that kind of field.
Yes, we give up only because what we want to attain is not near my heart. We want to get it, but we'll give up because, again, we can survive without it.
Right.
See, it's like this. I want to drive a Mercedes Benz or a BMW, but if I don't drive, I'm still driving Toyota. 4 wheels and a steering. What's the big deal? So the point is, unless a dream is absolutely into your heart. See, it's like this. What is a passionate dream? Let me give you a perspective here. Imagine that you want to send your child to Harvard Medical School, and you decided that when the child was only 5 years of age. Now, this became your emotional dream. Now, you'll work hard towards it, and you will have tears in your eyes the day your child is standing at the Harvard Medical School gate and has got admission. And you are going to drop him over there at the school, at the entrance gate of that Harvard Medical School. And you will have tears in your eyes that day. That's an emotional dream. You will always work and pay the price if the dream is emotional enough for your heart, for your family, and for your mind. That's where it is very vital that a vision statement must always be created. And you see your vision statement, put a date on it and start working on it, and let it become a saturate your subconscious mind that you want to really attain that. It's very vital. A lot of time, if we ask somebody a question, do you have a vision statement? What do you want to accomplish in the next 5 years? They are blank. They just, oh, life is going on. If you think that way, life will continue to go on. And one fine day, you get a jolt. And you have no idea what happens then. As I said, you need to work for your future. I gave that example that if you are told to be promoted tomorrow, are you ready for it? No, then you have to work on it. Else you just be here where you are there. So a very passionate dream close to your heart is very, very critical. And that is when you will not give up. And then a commitment to pay the price by way of time and money. Time, what is gone is gone. It will never come back. It's very vital that you commit that time now.
Right.
Right? And start paying the price. That's what it's all about.
Excellent. Well, that's what it is. Life is determined by your attitude. Attitude determines your altitude, as you said. And it's your
Absolutely.
perspective, how you see something, whether it is a half glass full or half glass empty. But unfortunately, from our, when you are youngsters, in our homes, the kind of environment we have, And it is said that a small child, we say no, no, no so much to a child that it gets ingrained in their subconscious mind, and as they grow, it's first of all the negative that comes to our mind. So even if we have been brought up in that kind of environment, we can still change. We need to work on ourselves, and for working on ourselves, there is no age limit. Whenever you want, you can do that. And especially in these countries, Dileepji, where we see graduates, 80-year-old graduates, 90-year-old graduates coming out in colleges and doing it with their grandchildren. So it is just a matter of motivation, what you want to achieve. And as you very rightly said, if something is close to your heart, you will go for it, irrespective of any kind of shortcomings or obstacles that come in your way.
Challenges.
It was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much for your time. And it was really great to learn these new things from you. And we hope that our viewers also will learn a lot from you. Thank you very much and best wishes.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much, Harpreet ji.
ਸੋ ਇਹ ਸਨ ਸਾਡੇ ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਮਹਿਮਾਨ ਦਲੀਪ ਨਿਗਮ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਇੱਕ ਮੋਟੀਵੇਸ਼ਨਲ ਸਪੀਕਰ ਨੇ, ਤੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਗੱਲ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਹੀ ਹੈ ਬੜੀ ਇੰਪੋਰਟੈਂਟ ਹੈ, ਗਰੋਥ ਮਾਈਂਡਸੈਟ ਦੀ। ਚੜ੍ਹਦੀ ਕਲਾ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਨਸੈਪਟ ਹੈਗਾ ਇਹੀ ਹੈਗਾ ਹੈ, ਦੁੱਖ ਹੋਵੇ ਸੁੱਖ ਹੋਵੇ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਚੜ੍ਹਦੀ ਕਲਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਹਿਣਾ, ਯਾਨੀ ਕਿ ਪੋਜ਼ਿਟਿਵਿਟੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਉਹ ਅਪਣਾ ਕੇ ਰੱਖਣੀ, ਅਤੇ ਉਸ ਨਾਲ ਹਰ ਚੀਜ਼ ਜੋ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਮਿਲ ਸਕਦੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ। ਆਸ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਪਸੰਦ ਆ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੋਵੇਗਾ, ਤੇ ਜੇਕਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਇਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦਾ ਹਿੱਸਾ ਬਣਨਾ ਚਾਹੋ ਜਾਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਣਦੇ ਹੋ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਆ ਕੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇੰਸਪਾਇਰ ਕਰ ਸਕਣ, ਐਜੂਕੇਟ ਕਰ ਸਕਣ ਜਾਂ ਇੰਪਾਵਰ ਕਰ ਸਕਣ, ਤਾਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਸੰਪਰਕ ਕਰੋ। ਯੂ ਕੈਨ ਕੰਟੈਕਟ ਮੀ ਐਟ 6046037555। ਦੁਨੀਆ ਭਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿਤੋਂ ਵੀ WhatsApp ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ, ਜਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਈਮੇਲ ਕਰੋ harpreetsingh@gmail.com। ਇੱਥੇ ਹੀ ਕਰਦਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੀ ਸਮਾਪਤੀ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਮੇਰਾ ਸਾਥ ਹੋਇਆ ਕਰਦਾ ਮੰਡੇ ਟੂ ਫਰਾਈਡੇ ਸ਼ਾਮ ਦੇ 6 ਵਜੇ ਪੈਸੀਫਿਕ ਸਟੈਂਡਰਡ ਟਾਈਮ ਦੇ ਮੁਤਾਬਿਕ। ਤੇ ਸਮਾਂ ਕੱਢ ਕੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਵਿੱਚ ਸ਼ਾਮਲ ਹੋਣ ਲਈ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ। ਫਿਰ ਮੁਲਾਕਾਤ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ। ਹੈਵ ਅ ਸੇਫ ਈਵਨਿੰਗ, ਸਟੇ ਹੈਲਦੀ ਐਂਡ ਇੰਜੋਏ ਯੋਰਸੈਲਫ।